I Am Venenum. Written by Raener Lewington. Sensations of sweet nectar, the gorgeous and luscious layers of the drug as it drips, pours, slides down your throat. Its sensation stains your lips. It begs for you to part them, to allow it in, to allow it to make a home within you. Your very soul is what it craves. The sensation of freedom, it always feels so fleeting to most. The lackluster feeling of monotony, of stress, debts, obligations, the past, slowly they drain you of your resolve. Consistency cannot be maintained, and you falter only to try and correct yourself, ashamed of your flaws, incapable of overcoming your burdens. All people die, but few ever truly live. Few ever find release from this cycle, as those before us taught us. Punishment is what comes to those who are unable or unwilling to fulfill the obligations of those over them. The oppressive weight of those above weighs down upon the collective, further driving everyone into complacency, unsure of which direction to take and assuming roles that were pre-assigned. The notion of free will is a false pretense under which we place trust in, our abilities of which were determined by factors beyond our control, hoping that we will find our place within a world created by someone other than ourselves, hoping that we will be fulfilled, that we will find success, love, or somewhere to belong. The desire to belong with someone, it is so strong within humanity that being separated from a group or not being a part of one slowly destroys our minds, places us into a zombie state, and leaves us to decay and rot. The sensations of social collapse felt around us as we perceive it. Humans cannot sustain themselves. Perception is where many are fooled. Call it what you will, but our soul, our consciousness, the makeup of every memory, every trait of our personality is ingrained within us on a fundamental level and shapes how we take in data, how we process information, and how it affects our very image of ourselves. Many people prefer not to humor the idea that every human who has ever lived or ever will live is capable of the worst darkness and the most diabolical evil. Instead, they try to rationalize their anger, their hatred, their hunger, and the desires that consume them, that they come from something other than them, outside of themselves. Nothing could be further from the truth. Darkness lurks within us all. There is no escaping or hiding from it. Everyone is capable of becoming the best or the worst versions of themselves. No one is exempt from this. To have control over one's own darkness is to have control over the root from which new strength can be found and can be used to do anything. Power is something everyone desires, but few know how to control it, leading to the corruption of many. Power both provides freedoms and takes away freedoms, leaving behind burdens which few can bear, leading to many with great power, incapable of sustaining it while holding on to who they are, and leads to their collapse. From the ashes of a fallen soul, something dark emerges, ready to take root and grow for the fertile ashes and rot of the fallen fostered newfound evil, of which few can escape once it takes root. The collapse of the soul allows for darkness to take root, and from it, the worst version of ourselves emerges. The shatter of the psyche and the scattered blood and soul that emerges from the collapse allows the inner darkness to become fertile and take control. The ongoing battle between this aspect of ourselves and the desire to be seen as good drives many to fight this aspect that desperately wishes to get out. The idea of assigning good or bad to anything feels almost natural, as if that is how we should be, how everything must be, and everything must be right within our own little world, or we break down, we fall apart, unable to handle the weight of ourselves, dissolving to a vulnerable state. This weakness comes out of us as we allow darkness to form and shape us into whatever it likes, caring not about previous ambitions or goals, and focusing only on simple, meaningless desires. In the darkest of temptations, when we fall apart, we either re-emerge or we die. So many people will take their lives to escape the pain, the suffering, the torment, and others will laugh on, acting upon a darker aspect of themselves that they so desperately try to hide. These people do not care about you or those you love. They only care for themselves. Humans are hedonistic by nature, seeking out simple pleasures and immediate fulfillment, incapable of seeing into the far future, only focused on the present or past, and unwilling to undergo major change. Once someone is set in their ways, there is little you can do to change them, and what darkness they carry with them will haunt them for the rest of their days. So now, I ask you why? Why allow yourself to be crushed by the thing that you so desperately avoid? Why allow yourself to be manipulated by those who don't care about you? Why allow yourself to falter rather than pursue something greater? The darkness doesn't have to control you. You can control the darkness and use its power to your benefit. To accept this darkness is to accept the worst of yourself. You must accept that you are capable of the worst if you wish to take hold of this darkness and use it once you have control. There are no limits. Once you have control, you are capable of everything, both the best and the worst. Enjoy yourself for once. Relinquish the fear of darkness and embrace it. Allow it to wrap around you like a warm embrace, and allow it to flourish around you, for once it grows, you shall rise. And from the ashes of your former self, you will be enlightened. Take those drugs and feel free. Take what is yours, no matter how much they scream. Kill those who are unworthy. Make those you desire kneel before you. Conquer those who oppose you. Take the sip of forbidden wine. Consume the rotten flesh. Make your remaining days yours and let your darkness flow. Death is only the end to a chapter upon which a new page will unfold. Heed my words, for I was once like you, but my darkness has allowed me to transform. I am no longer the meek man I once was, sitting behind a monotonous desk, crunching away at numbers, hoping to make ends meet. I have been reborn as a being of pure darkness. I can bring pleasure, pain, desire, and destruction. For I am the embodiment of darkness. I am Venenum.